pull your thumb down the screen. Let go. The feed refreshes. You've done it 100 times today without thinking once. But that exact gesture, the pull, the spring, the little wait while it loads, was copied straight from a machine in Las Vegas. The pull to refresh on your phone is a slot machine lever. Same psychology, same engineering. Built so your hand keeps coming back to a phone your brain is trying to put down. By the end of this, you'll know the man who designed that lever and the casino hiding inside every app you call free. Here's what you've always been told. Your apps are tools. Free, friendly, helpful tools. A messenger to reach your friends, a feed to catch the news, a camera with somewhere to post the photo. You opened them because they're useful. You stay because you decided to. That's the story. It's a good story. It's also completely wrong. Because here's the thing. You don't really decide. You open an app for 1 second. You look up 40 minutes later, and you can't actually say what you saw. You weren't using the app. The app was using you. That gap, 1 second, swallowing 40 minutes, feels like a personal failure. It isn't. It's the product doing precisely what it was built to do. So ask the obvious question. If the app is free, what are they selling? A company doesn't pay hundreds of engineers to hand you a free toy out of kindness. Somebody is paying for all of it, and it isn't you. The buyers are advertisers, and what they're buying is your eyes, which leaves one brutal piece of math. The longer you stare, the more they sell. Your attention is the inventory. Every extra minute is more of you to auction off. So the company has exactly one job, not to help you, but to hold you. Usefulness is just the bait. Your time is the catch. To understand the machine, start with a pigeon. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner put animals in a box with a lever. Press the lever, get a food pellet. When the pellet arrived every single time, the animal pressed calmly, bored, almost. Then Skinner changed one thing. He made the reward random. Sometimes the lever gave food, sometimes nothing. Same press, unpredictable result. And the animals lost their minds. They pressed that lever faster, longer, more desperately than they ever had when the food was guaranteed. Skinner had found it, the single most addictive pattern in all of psychology. It even has a name, the variable ratio reward schedule. Think about why that works. A guaranteed reward is boring. You already know what's coming. But a maybe, is electric. The wheel that might land on the jackpot pulls harder than the one that always pays. Certainty calms you down. Uncertainty winds you up. That single switch from "you will get a reward" to "you might get a reward" is the entire difference between a vending machine and a slot machine. One you use, the other uses you. And there's a reason it grips your skull so tightly. Every maybe releases a little hit of dopamine. Here's the part most people get wrong. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure. It's the chemical of wanting. It doesn't fire when you win. It fires when you might win. It's the voice that whispers, "Do it again. The next one could be the one." Slot machines flood you with it. So does your feed. You're not really chasing the video. You're chasing the maybe of the next video. And your brain will chase that maybe until your thumb gives out. Now pick up your phone and do it on purpose. Pull the feed down. Watch the wheels spin. That little loading circle. And for 1 second, you don't know what you'll get. Maybe nothing new. Maybe a like. Maybe a message from the exact person you've been waiting on. Maybe a video that remakes your entire afternoon. Same press. Unpredictable result. You are the pigeon. The feed is the lever. And the box, this time, fits in your hand. And this isn't a metaphor someone stretched after the fact. In 2009, a developer named Lauren Brichter built an app called Tweety. He invented a single gesture for it. Drag the top of the list down, release, and the list reloads. Pull to refresh. It was so satisfying it spread to nearly every app on Earth. Years later, Brichter himself called it addictive. He compared it, in his own words, to a slot machine. Sit with that. The man who built the lever turned around and told you it was a lever. But a slot machine has one weakness. It stops. The wheels land. The round ends. There's a clean little moment where you could stand up and walk away. So they engineered that moment out. In 2006, an engineer named Asa Raskin invented infinite scroll, the feed with no bottom. You scroll, it loads more. You scroll, it loads more. Forever. There is no last card. No, you've reached the end. The natural stopping point was deleted. Deliberately. Raskin later estimated his invention may have burned hundreds of millions of human hours. He spent years apologizing for it. A real slot machine screams for your attention. Flashing lights, clattering coins, a jingle the instant you win. Your phone does the exact same thing in your pocket. The buzz, the red badge with a number on it, the ding. Each one is a bell engineered to yank your eyes back to the machine. And it lands. The average person unlocks their phone around 58 times a day, roughly once every 17 waking minutes. One study clocked the average user tapping, swiping, and clicking the screen to 617 times a day. The heaviest users? More than double that. And every so often, you hit it. The jackpot. The post that blows up. The text from the person you like. The clip you can't stop rewatching. That single win pays for 100 empty pulls. You don't remember the 99 boring refreshes that gave you nothing. You remember the one that paid out. Exactly like a gambler who can recite the night he won and quietly forgets every night he lost. The machine isn't hoping you'll forget. It's counting on it. Casinos keep one more trick in reserve. The near miss. 2 cherries lined up, and the third lands just barely above the line. You didn't win, but you almost did. And almost is more dangerous than losing, because it makes you play again, harder. Your feed runs the same con. The video that's almost interesting. The conversation that almost goes somewhere. The notification that's almost the thing you were hoping for. Almost keeps your thumb moving. Almost is the most profitable word in the building. And none of this is guesswork. Every color, every buzz, every red dot is tested on millions of people at once. 2 versions go out into the world. The one that keeps you scrolling a few seconds longer wins. The other is quietly killed. This experiment runs all day, every day, on you, without you ever being told. A physical slot machine is tuned by mathematicians to pay out just enough to keep you seated. Your feed is tuned the very same way, by some of the smartest engineers alive, paid enormous salaries for one measurable purpose, the next pull. And consider the specific machine they chose to copy. Researchers who study addiction call the modern slot machine the crack cocaine of gambling. Not the cards, not the roulette wheel, the slot machine, because it's solitary, fast, and endless. You against a screen, pulling, alone, with no clock anywhere in sight. Now glance down at the thing in your hand. Solitary, fast, endless. You against a screen, pulling, alone, with no clock. They didn't accidentally stumble into rebuilding the most addictive machine on the casino floor. They rebuilt it on purpose, slid it into your pocket, and called it a feed. So what does it actually cost you? Not money. Hours. The average person now spends about 4 hours and 37 minutes a day staring at a phone screen. Add it up across a year and that's over 70 full days. Awake, staring, gone. Nearly a third of your waking life fed into machines that were measured, tested, and optimized to take precisely that much. You didn't lose a bet. You lost the time. And time was the one chip in the whole casino you could never buy back. Now flip the entire thing around. In Vegas, you choose to walk in. You choose to sit down. You choose to pull the lever. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. You never chose to play this game. There was no front door, no chips to cash in, no clock on the wall, no waitress to remind you it's 3 in the morning. The casino didn't wait for you to arrive. It moved into your pocket. It wakes up when you wake up. It's the last thing your hand touches at night, and it never, ever closes. It seemed like a tool, a free, friendly tool that just happened to be fun to hold. But it was secretly a slot machine the whole time, built on a pigeon in a box, fitted with a lever you pull 100 times a day, wrapped in bells, lights, and near misses, running 24 hours in your hand, completely free, because you were never the one playing. The free app is the machine, your attention is the coin, and the house, the way it always has, was designed from the first day to win. So go back to that gesture one last time. Thumb at the top of the screen, the pull, the spring, the little wait while the wheels spin. Now you know exactly where it came from. Not from someone trying to help you read the news a half-second faster. From someone who studied, precisely, what makes a human hand keep returning to a machine the human mind wants to leave. You can still pull it. You'll probably pull it within the minute. But you'll feel the lever in it now. And maybe, just maybe, knowing it was a slot machine the whole time is the first thing that ever made you want to cash out.